Chill crew, what's good? Welcome back. In this episode, man, there's a couple of things that I want to cover. So I'm glad y'all here to check all this out because we're introducing a new playlist. We're going to call this one Game and Chill. Get your mind out the gutter. Get it out the gutter. You know what I'm saying? Get it out the gutter, man. What we're talking about right now is a couple of things in this game channel, man. So we're going to dig into the types of games that we're going to play on this channel. What even is Game and Chill within this playlist and this series of episodes that we'll release. And we'll also talk about the rating system. Right? So with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. So right now what we're doing is in Game and Chill, we're going to rate games. We're going to do our best to rate the games that just came out and let you know whether or not you should spend your money on it. Now, the crazy thing is, today we have really big conglomerates like IGN and other organizations that rate games. I'm for it. They have a large platform, they have a base that they can reach, and that's cool. But I think there's some really big issues with the way that they rate games. I think they do a blanketed approach to rating games. They'll talk about the stories that are cool, action and playability, cool. Does it make sense for the industry and the market based on other games and the genre and the space? I think that's an old, outdated way of rating games. And this is just me as a group creative director speaking for the way that games are rated. I'm talking about the consumer, right? In advertising, we have to be a bit more aware of how to personalize for specific consumers. And as we get into rating games, we just definitely have to think about it from a consumer standpoint, specifically the diverse amount of consumers that exist. For instance, if I rate a game bad because it lacks story, it's not a bad game, right? Because there are individuals who don't care about having a really good story. They just simply want a hack and slash game, okay? So just because the game is weak on story, weak on character development, maybe weak on level design, doesn't mean it gets a 4 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. Because that doesn't determine if that game is good for a particular gamer who likes hack and slash only. That might be a 10 out of 10 for him because he or she gets a hack and slash, okay? So I think that we need to change the way that we rate games. So creating Game and Chill, man, is where we just come together, we chill out, we play some games, and we rate them. And the way I'm gonna do this, man, is I'm gonna tackle it in a few different ways. I'm going to rate the games based on those, if it's an action game, those who like to hack and slash, those who like to beat down games, I'll do it that way. If there's a way to position the game from a storytelling standpoint and it may be weak everywhere else, I'll rate it from a storytelling standpoint for those who like storytelling games. This might be the game for you, right? I think that's what's missing from the ratings right now, and it's become extremely far too political. Bro, like, if I don't like a game or I want a game to be bad, all we have to do is come together as an industry, rate the game poorly, and no one will buy it. For whatever reason. I'm not gonna name games out here that are being subjected to that right now, but you all know them. You all know them very well, what those games are currently. But with that being said, man, I just want you all to realize that I'm going to rate games fairly. I'm going to rate games on a deeper level and be a bit more methodical in my approach as it comes to rating these games. The types of games we're going to play on the channel will be PlayStation. They will be PC games as well. I got the people in the back working on the PC game right now, working on a tower for me so we can get that put into motion and we should be good there. But yeah, once we grab a hold of that PC, man, I'm gonna come in here, put that on the Steam joint, you know, and start downloading the games on it so we can get into it and we start rating some of those games as well. Now, the way that we're gonna rate it, I'm calling it the chill rating system. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. We in here chilling, we're gonna have a chill rating system. You feel me? CRS. Let's get it. But the way we're gonna break that down, man, in CRS, we're gonna have certain levels of ratings that we're gonna do. The first one, we chilling. All right, that's just the top rating. That not too many games gonna get that, man. Cause like I said, if I like a game, I really like a game, it's probably not gonna make it on the platform because I just want to sit, I want to enjoy it, I want to long play it. You know what I'm saying? I want to do that. You feel me? But with we chilling, that rating is for the top tier games. It's like, yo, they nailed everything for everybody. We crushing it. It's a super solid game. it gets the we chillin' rating. We're gonna sit here, we're gonna chill out, we're gonna just play that game, right? That's the top rating. The one beneath that is doing your thing. These are games like they're doing their thing. They kind of, they got a little thing going on. It's not perfect. They got a little bit of work to do, but it's doing its thing, right? We can sit here, we can play it, we can enjoy it. It is what it is. I recommend that to y'all. You feel me? And then it's alright. These are games where it's like it's not for everybody. You probably get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. Maybe it's priced too high. It could come down a few tens of dollars. You know what I'm saying? If it's a $40, $50 game and it's alright, maybe we pick it up. $15, $20. Maybe we pick it up in the PlayStation Plus. We wait for that if you got that subscription. Then it's the who did this? Who did this and what for? You know what I'm saying? Those are the games where it's like, bro, whoever this publisher is, take it back, revamp it, remake it, redistribute it, let's get it back. You feel me? That's that. And then we have the last one. Y'all probably gonna hate me for this, but it's Netflix and chill. Yeah, man, like listen, this is the bottom of the barrel game. This is the one where it's like, yo, don't spend your time with this. Go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Call up that girl, in your phone when you trying to play the game. She's been like, yo, what you doing? Where you at? Why you busy? Why you playing the game instead of, me? But do that, watch Netflix or go somewhere else, chill out, go outside, look at the clouds. Just, you can do anything else with this time. Than play this daggone game. That's the bottom. That's the lowest tier that we got. Netflix and chill is where it's at. It's like, don't even bother with this game. Don't spend your money on it. Don't spend your time on it. Just move on. Okay. So this is what this is all about. It's just simple, chill rating system that we're going to use, and Game and Chill playlist. So you'll see more episodes of Game and Chill that we'll have here on the channel. And we'll just work it out. Now, with that being said, I also want to run through a series of games. I'm going to do my best to do this really quickly because we're going to cover the games on the channel anyway in the Game and Chill playlist in this series. So with that being said, we'll jump into the first one, which is Tales of Kenzera. It's either Kenzera or Kenzera. And Zao, right? So what it says right here, this game is published by Electronic Arts, and I know how people feel about it. I know how people feel about Electronic Arts. I know how people feel about the game in general. But just look, listen. I think this game is pretty dope, man. It's an action game by Electronic Arts. It basically features like this grieving boy who read this Bantu tale written by his late father, and he's on this adventure in this beautiful, treacherous land of Kenzera as Zao. That's his name. That's what it says as far as the game description. Now, it's rife with ancestral spirits, and as he advances towards his goal, meets these three mighty beings that lie in wait, fearsome in their strength, yet somehow strangely familiar. Will you embrace the dance of the shaman, right? So essentially this guy is a shaman, man. He's working through this whole environment. I think it's pretty dope. And it's kind of cool to see this type of storytelling and approach to gaming currently. Like right now, I know there's been some talks about not having enough indigenous games or Native American games. Like Turok 3, the remaster has come out. So more people are thinking like, man, like why haven't we seen more Native American games? The stories they have, the rich culture, it's super dope. So seeing something like this, pulling in cultures from other continents, I think is super fresh. I think it's something that's much needed in the industry. And I love it. When they started doing all of the Asian, Japanese, samurai type games, I was like, yo, where have these been at? And I've been gaming since Atari, so I know what it's like to just have a specific type of game and they introduce a new genre or they introduce a new type of culture to focus on the games and it just blows up. So Ghost of Tsushima, I'm telling you, Japanese samurai all day. Bruh, what? Let's go. So to see this Zao one, pulling in some of this Aboriginal kind of shaman, different culture in here, I'm excited to dig into this one. We're going to do our best to play through this. Now, if y'all dig it, I'll continue to play through this and we'll just continue to rate, throughout the game as we play. If I like it, I'm still going to play through it. I might upload it to the channel in general outside of Game and Chill. But, we'll dig into that and see what's up. Now, the next game is Arc Runner. Arc Runner seems pretty dope. The visuals seem pretty fresh. It's by, I think, PQube Limited. That's PQUBE, so maybe you all know them. I'm not familiar with them. I'll do some more research and dig into that. If you all are familiar with them, you all let me know in the comments what other games have they created, if there's other games we should look into that are pretty dope as well. But this one is like it says right here, a metavirus has infected the core, and essentially you're like this AI person that has been awoken to fight the core, or to fight against all the robots and reset the core. Now, as you go through this world, everybody's against you. It says like, hey, you're coming through here, you won't have no help. You know what I'm saying? You on your own, solo dolo. You feel me? So we're gonna map through this thing and jump through, but I thought it was kind of cool just because it's a futuristic AI post-apocalyptic type scenario. I use AI in how we do our jobs in advertising. So what we're looking to do is bring more AI into the system to make it work for us. Now, this hits close to home because I'm like, yo, I'm feeding into this AI, all the advertising techniques and our processes. What they gonna do with that? Probably better advertise to y'all, I guess. But moving forward, you know, I just constantly think about the stretch of AI and how far that can go. So for me, Arc Runner was pretty dope. I said, yo, AI, I'm down. Let's go. Let's put it on the channel. So we'll check that out in Game and Chill. And then the next game is Umurangi Generation. Now, this one was produced by Playism. Now, again, I'm not familiar with a lot of these publishers that are coming out or that have existed that may have created other games. But if you all are, like I said before, jump into the comments and let me know if we should check out their other games or dig into them a little bit more. I will do my own research as we're playing through some of these games. I will dig into that, let you guys know as well who are unfamiliar with Playism, what other games they have created, who they're affiliated with, and how we can use these games in the future on the channel and rate them. Now, Umurangi Generation, it says here it's an award-winning first-person photography game. Now, this is also set in like a post-apocalyptic world. They're calling it Taranga. Now, Taranga, if I'm saying that correctly, now Taranga seems to be this world where there's gunfire and jets flying over your head, and just everyday life is serenaded by like incessant gunfire. Now, that sounds like the hood to me. I don't know, bro. That sounds like, you know, man, you living in Chicago on the South Side, like where I used to stay. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I think it's a pretty dope game. Has some relevance to me personally. I'm like, yo, if they're living like that, we definitely got to dig into it and see what's good. So we're going to run around, do some photography stuff, take some photos. I think I can do a decent job of taking photos as a group creative director. I think I can, you feel me? So we'll dig into that, see what's good, but that's also going to be in the channel. And then we have A Tale of Paper. So this one here, man, I'm intrigued because there are a couple games that came out with the little people running around. Y'all correct me in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. But they, you know, basically ran around little stages, had little puzzles to get through, and dodging all these hands reaching in out the scene and giant people messing with you. But this one reminds me of that. Now, this is by Digerati Distribution. Now, with Digerati Distribution, I don't know much about them. Again, I'll dig into it, as I mentioned before. But it seems like they produce this adventure puzzle game that allows you as a main character to fold yourself into different kinds of origami. And I guess you get to become these things. So you get to be like a rocket, a frog, you know, a bird, who knows what else you get to be. But essentially, I'm assuming that you get to transform yourself in order to solve puzzles and defeat bosses and things of that nature. I think that's pretty cool. Again, bringing in that cultural diversity of gaming. So origami is more of a Asian culture scenario thing. So bringing that in, I think is pretty dope. And I definitely want to explore that and see how my brain can kind of figure out these solves. And I also want to rate it for you guys. So rating it for you all, if you dig it, you know, you could jump in and play it as well. I think it'd be pretty fresh, bringing it into the zone of the Game and Chill, and we'll just figure out how we navigate that. So that game, I think, is going to be pretty dope, to be honest with you. I'm excited about playing this game and working through some of the bosses, some of the heroes and things of that nature. And hopefully you all like the art style. I'm definitely going to dig into that, see who the lead artist was, the art director on this, and see what their thought process was for even creating this game. I think it is super dope as a group creative director to see how people even create these games, how they conceptualize, and like what inspires them to do this kind of stuff. So we'll dig into that as well as we play. And moving on to the next game, we have the Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles. Now, this is a strategy, what I'm calling like a tower defense game, and this is by Wired Productions. Now, within this game, you get to create towers, you get to create, wall by wall sculpting and daunting cliff parallel stuff. So there's a lot that you can do within this game, is building these massive cities. And essentially what you could do is, it seems like you can wage war against other factions or other locations. You can also trade, communicate with these other entities that may exist in the game, which I'm super excited about. Building this out tower by tower and expanding. I think I could put a lot of time into this, which is why we're bringing it into the game and chill first, because we're only gonna pay through a couple hours of the game. And if you all dig it, I'll explore a little bit more. But for the most part, we're just gonna keep it real simple as we play through this game. It looks great, has some really great visuals. I think it's something that will attract a lot of players to it that love the tower defense or just like great visually looking games, and something that you can really sink your teeth into to kind of pass the time a little bit if you may be bored. Now, the next game we're gonna dive into is EP1 Chronicles. Now, with this one is by 505 Games. Now, I think this is pretty cool here. This one, okay, just in case, it's EP1 Chronicle 100 Heroes. Let's make that clear, just in case something else pops out there. Now, with this game in general, it's made by 505 Games, as I mentioned before. Now, this one seems to be like truly like some Lord of the Rings type stuff, man. Like even in the game, it's mentioning like, alliances with humans, beastmen, elves, and desert people. Okay, so maybe it's Lord of the Rings and Star Wars type stuff. I don't know, but there's already content being released. This thing dropped on the 23rd, so a couple days ago, and there's already content out there on YouTube that I saw. It said something along the lines of how to acquire all 132 or 132 heroes in this game. And I'm like, hey, 132 heroes, what we doing? So there's already people out there who have played the game, or at least have taken some of the strategy and direction from the online platforms that help you figure this out. So there's already some stuff out there currently that's working through this game, but I think it's pretty dope because I love RPG games. Listen, you feel me? Like, I love RPG games. Final Fantasy, truly dig these games, man. I think visually it looks cool. It's something that I can sink my teeth into. So if you all like it, I'll probably continue playing it on the game. And if you don't like it, I'll probably still continue playing it offline in the free time I don't have. But just the fact that, we're able to cross so many types of people in the game, so many types of alliances that we can establish, I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how these alliances work with one another. If there's nation building, and if you build the nations and you lose out on other nations, or maybe they go against other nations, I want to see just how complex this thing can be. But it seems like it's getting some really great reviews. It became like #1 funded on Kickstarter video games in 2020. So that's a phenomenal job. Pretty good stuff there. So we'll dig into seeing more about this game and obviously about this Kickstarter. I'm very intrigued by that. So we might do an episode on the Kickstarter and they're kind of talk through their process for even getting through this game. And the hope is that as we dig into that Kickstarter portion, maybe it will give you ideas on how to start your own games, who to bring on, the types of people to bring onto your games, the process, and then that will make it easier for you all who have video game ideas yourself who want to start this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, that's all we got. That's all I wanted to tell you all was about game and chill, so there's no misconceptions about what that means. You feel me? But just coming together, man, we're gonna just chill out, play some games, we'll go through and we'll rate them. We chilling all the way down to Netflix and chill. But that's on their own time. What you want to do in your own time is what it is. I'm gonna tell you right now, move it to the side, go over there, put the game on, you know what I'm saying? You don't need that, and just go Netflix and chill because the game is whack. So we'll work through the rating system. We'll build through some of that stuff, man, and then we'll just keep playing games. So other than that, man, if you like the content, y'all know what to do. I'm not gonna ask you to do all that other crap. If you forget to do it, it is what it is. We'll just keep making content, and hopefully it becomes a habit to, help a brother out. But until then, man, I appreciate you all for being here, sticking through the whole commentary about Game and Chill and all the games we're about to introduce to you all, and we'll rate. Until then, man, take care, stay cool, peace.